We're going to look at the French newspapers now here on France 24. Carl Brown joining me here on set. He's talking money today, in fact, or more precisely, the French budget.
Yes, it's the budget left and right. We have all the papers poring over the numbers that were released yesterday by the National Auditor's Office, and it's basically about the state of the public finances. First off, we have La Croix, actually, and they're talking about the budget deficit. In order to rein it in, what the government's going to have to do is reduce the budget deficit by about 6 to 10 billion euros. It'll be a shortfall this year, and then 30 more billion euros in 2013. So it's looking pretty bleak.
It is a little bit, isn't it? Prime Minister Jean-Marc Ayrault, he's going to speak to the National Assembly today.
He's going to speak today, and he's going to basically lay out some more numbers. He's going to say to what extent people are going to have to pay, have to take some cutbacks. And here in Les Echos, we have it in red. It's not the red we all expected when the socialists came in. It's a different kind of red. We see the small circle revealing the rather smaller measures to be taken this year. But of course, it gets worse, 33 billion euros next year. And what the Echo go on to say is that France is condemned to implement unprecedented austerity measures, the likes of which we haven't seen before. So rather a dark tone that we're seeing in the papers today.
Okay, Le Figaro, I'm sure they have a calmed, measured response to this.
Well, Le Figaro, you can count on them to take that measured approach. And, today it's almost sanguine, really. They say it's time to sound the alarm. And then below that, you'll see at about mid-page, you see that they're saying it's the final warning. Now, this is the final warning for a government that's only been in office for about 6 weeks. So I'm not sure if they're being entirely fair on that line. And they go on to say that, the report that came out yesterday by the National Auditors will actually force the government to take measures that are entirely contrary to what they envisaged in their policy platforms. For example, they'll have to rethink the 60,000 civil servants that they had planned to hire. They'll have to perhaps freeze some of the departments that they were going to allow to increase the budgets of. So there'll be quite a few measures, Le Figaro says, that the government will have to undertake that will be entirely contrary to what they had planned in the campaign just a couple of months ago.
Okay, tell me that some of the newspapers are not leading on this story in economics and finance.
Well, let's look at Libération. Yeah. Libération is leading with, I'm afraid, the same story, economics all over again. Who's going to pay for it? And, to what extent are we going to have to make sacrifices in the coming months? But you'll see on the lower half of the page that we are talking about one of the big international stories, and that is, of course, Mali and the destruction of the religious shrines by Islamist militants.
Okay, and finally, then, Le Parisien. They're wondering about the man behind all this anticipated austerity, aren't they?
Yes, Prime Minister Jean-Marc Ayrault. He wasn't as high profile when he was put into office. Unlike François Hollande, it was wall-to-wall coverage. Ayrault is someone about whom we don't really know too much. So aujourd'hui, or Le Parisien is asking, who are you, Monsieur Ayrault? And they have a few questions inside. We find out that he's 62 years old, son of a farm worker, former mayor of Nantes, and he's a fan of detective novels. Would you like, and I'll give you one chance to answer this correctly. What kind of dance do you figure he's into?
What kind of dance? Oh, definitely rap.
Rap, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, no, his kind of style of dance, do you know? Can you take a guess?
Still rap.
Still rap, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, in fact, he's a fan of tango.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, yes.
Tango. Okay, well, we look forward to seeing Jean-Marc Ayrault tangoing his way. Perhaps it's already been done, I don't know. Hopefully we'll see that at some point.
One would hope he'd get into a bit of dance after he's looked at the numbers, anyway.
Well, yeah, you never know, he might need to. All right, Carl, thank you very much. Carl Brown with the newspapers here on France 24.